so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen. It's Sunday night, and we are going all-star racing here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway with the All-Pro Racing League. It is the 87 Shootout Series presented by Decals by Dylan to bring you all the racing action here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Roger Muth, and the co-host alongside of me that's here every Sunday night is the man from upstate New York. It is Al Smith. Al, Charlotte Motor Speedway, one of the best tracks to go racing at. We are racing here tonight for the All-Star Race.
We are. It's a very unique adventure here that they're going to have on hand for us tonight, Roger, and I'm very excited to bring all the action. We're going to see right now on the racetrack actually lining up is all the cars. We have 15 drivers entered into tonight's All-Star Race, and they are about ready to do something that's going to be unique. They got an 8-lap heat race coming up, and they got a joker lap that all drivers must complete, and it cannot be done on the last lap.
Yeah, it's going to be a joker lap. I'm not sure. They weren't 100% set on the field of how it was going to work, but let's take you through that starting lineup here as they have rolled off the starting grid. Your Decals by Dylan starting lineup here tonight. Mark Favorite going to start on the pole with Travis White. Then it's Michael Favorite, Preston Boers, Jackie Palmer, Carl Burke. They're in 6th. 7th is Aaron Hicks. 9th is Christopher Reardon. That's 8th. 9th is going to be Austin Carter. Chris Canfield is 10th. That's how your top 10 are going to line up.
Yeah, Tyler Hughes in the car number 3. He'll start in the 11th spot. Outside of him will be Kevin Dillon in that Ford, the number 26. Starting on the 13th will be the Zach Coyer, the Colt Beer Coyer, number 31. Outside of him, the 28 of Josh Hamilton. And shotgun on the field in that 003, that is Casey Clark with that Copenhagen-sponsored number 03. It looks like Coyer not making the grid, Roger. So 14 cars out there getting ready to do battle.
Well, that's all right. It's a heat race. He can still tag the rear of the main event coming up a little bit later on. So let's see if we're ready to go green flag racing here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is All-Star night here for the All-Pro Simulated 87 Shootout Series. iRacing pace car is down and away. And Al, what do you say? We go racing into the night here at Charlotte as the green flag is dropped here tonight.
Yeah, the green flag is dropped. It'll be Fabric and right on the front with number 10. Jeff Gordon lookalike car is going to jump out to your early race lead as they dive it down here in turn number 1. Contact between the 44 and the 99. That's brotherly love right there. Michael Fabric in the 99 and Mark Fabric going to get into it off the corner number 1 and 2, Roger. And not the night that they were looking for as Preston Boers stumps out to your early race lead.
He'll lead us around here, but it looks like he's going to immediately make it to pit road. Here they all come. A couple of them trying. Some of them going to miss. 2 drivers will come down pit road. So here goes Boers, Wright, Hicks, Hughes, Hamilton, and Clark. Also, I believe that is Carter down on pit road. The rest of the field will still continue to race down into turn number 1 and 2. It is going to be Chris Canfield leading the way. Everybody else, there you see, there is Preston Boers down pit road. Is it going to be a stop in the box? It looks like it is a stop for Boers. Everybody else looks like they're able to keep on rolling through pit road. Will Canfield or Burke be this time down pit road? It looks like Canfield's going to avoid it. Here comes Burke in the Folgers 53, and Jackie Palmer also going to hit pit road here on lap number 2. Still 6 laps to go here in this heat race.
And we know early on there was some questions from the drivers during the drivers meeting whether or not they were going to have to stop on pit road or if it was just a pass-through, if they could speed down pit road. It looks like they have to do pit road speed, so everybody's got to at least do a pass-through, as is Burke and the number 90 or 34 or 82 on our timing, Jackie Palmer. He'll go through there. So we have at least 5 drivers that have gone through pit road. Still out there, Chris Canfield is leading it over Kevin Dillon, who have yet to come down pit road.
There you see the leader in his Buick. Al, I learned an interesting fact here tonight. Buick was one of the longest outrunning manufacturers in the early days of NASCAR that took them, well, let's just say they were the last standing major manufacturer to win a NASCAR event under the NASCAR banner.
That's a very interesting tidbit, and one I did not know. So right now, we have 5 laps coming to 4 laps to go. We have 4 drivers that have not come down pit road yet. It looks like the best time on pit road belongs to Aaron Hicks with a 24.85 from start to finish. We'll see if he had a penalty with that. That was very quick on pit road, as Canfield still shows your race lead over the number 26 of Kevin Dillon. The decals by Dillon, number 26, Ford Thunderbird, in your number 2 spot. So good to see a few more blue ovals this week in the field, Roger.
Looks like Zach Goyer is coming down pit road in this number 31 Cold Beer here car, and he'll bring it down pit road. So it does look like he was able to actually take to the grid here just a little bit late, but he was able to get back out there as soon as the green flag did drop, so he is here. This is going to be for him, I'm going to guess, a little bit of a practice run. He's down pit road. He will come back out. He will make his stop, and he is back underway, but we are still waiting for the driver of the 03 at Chris Canfield, Kevin Dillon, to come down pit road, and Wright and Favret here, and it looks like here comes that Miller Buick.
Yeah, Canfield's going to make the hard left-hand turn. He's got the number 26 of Dillon right there behind him as well. He's hard on the binders. He'll get into the cone. And I'm not sure what the cone did to him, but he did not like it on entering pit road. The brake rotor's glowing on these 87 cars. You see the hard on the binders hitting the pit road, and it is Canfield. So right now it looks like this might give the Wright mobile, the number 10, the race lead as they come off through. So Wright was one of the first drivers on pit road, and he's going to go blowing by them as they go through turns 3.
So the new race leader here with the Baby Ruth car, you see him right there. He goes right up around that Ford and, well, that Buick. So the race leader now is going to be the number 10 here, Baby Ruth and Travis White. And then it's going to be Hughes in the row 6 machine. He takes over the second position as we're going to get one lap to go here, this time by. Everybody has officially made their Joker pit stop here tonight, as they have all been down pit road at pit road speed. Travis White will take the white flag here in the heat race, see if he's able to come back around here and win this one. He still has Hughes right there. Hughes is not that far off. It's about a half second. It's the race for the win here in heat race number 1.
Yeah, Hughes is only about 5 or 6 car lengths behind that number 10 car, and he is pushing hard as they enter turn number 3 for the final time in our heat race here tonight for the All-Pro Sim League's 87 Sportsman Series. Off of turn number 4, the checkered flag is waved. It'll be Wright picking up the win. Hughes will finish second. Canfield will cross the line in the 3rd spot, with Kevin Dillon close in tow in 4th.
5th is going to be Carl Burke. 6th is going to be Josh Hamilton. Then it's Jackie Palmer, Casey Clark, Austin Carter, and Michael Favret rounding out the top 10. The rest of the field is Reardon, Boers, Favret, Coyer, and Hicks. That's how they all come across the line here in your heat race. But Travis White and the Baby Ruth machine will win this heat race here tonight. For Charlotte, this is the all-star night here for these gentlemen. Everybody wants to be an all-star. Well, tonight's the night they could park themselves into victory lane, where maybe some of these drivers haven't found themselves just yet this season. So we will see, as it looks like we're going to head right into the feature event here tonight.
Yeah, the feature event getting ready to go right now as they bypass all that. So, Roger, I'm excited for this feature event because we're going to see 2 segments of 20-lap dashes. Caution laps will not count, and then that'll be followed by a 10-lap segment, but that'll only have 10 cars, as 5 drivers will be eliminated after segment number 2.
Right, in the same order that they just finished here in the heat race is how they're going to line up. So it's right on the front row here. And then it's Hughes to the outside in the number 3. The 03 of Chris Canfield will start 3rd. 4th will go to Carl Burke. Then it's going to be Josh Hamilton in the 28 machine. He'll start 5th. 6th will be Jackie Palmer in the 82. The 003. That is going to be Casey Clark. He'll roll off 7th. The 12 of Austin Carter, who's got 8th. 9th is going to be Michael Favret in the 99. And then 10th is going to be Christopher Reardon rounding out the top 10 here.
Starting 11th is going to be that number 29. That is Preston Boers. It is outside the number 44 of Mark Favret. Starting on the inside of row number 7 will be the number 31 of Zach Ward. It is outside Kevin Dillon. And shotgun on the field on the number 39, that is Aaron Hicks. So 15 drivers ready to do battle here in segment number 1 of the All-Star event here. And Roger, we do know these boys have been putting on a sign. It's kind of the All-Star break. No points on the line, just let's say $1 million of All-Pro Sim Cash on the line here tonight for whoever's going to come out on top in 50 laps.
Yeah, I think I heard Coyer said he's going to throw somebody a beer party on him if they can win this race here tonight at Charlotte, but he also said that he's going to keep all the beer himself, so we'll have to see. Maybe we'll see a pass in the grass. Remember the famous pass in they call it a pass in the grass. Well, let's be real, it was not a pass in the grass. Earnhardt was able to hold off Bill Elliott there for that pass. But we're getting ready to go green flag racing here in the main event tonight here for the All-Pro Simulated Racing League. It is the 87 Shootout Series, presented by Decals by Dillon as the iRacing pace car is down on the way, and we are going to go racing here in the main event. Let the All-Star race officially begin, race fans. The lights are up, the lights are bright, and we are racing here at Charlotte.
Green flag is out. The field is going to race down in the turn number 1. It's Hughes with a nice jump. It is right spun the tires, and that's Ford number 10, the Baby Ruth entry for Travis Wright. He'll jump into your number 2 spot. Canfield at number 803 on our scoring system. He rides there in your number 3 spot. Now right back to the inside, trying to make a move on Hughes in the turn number 3.
Yeah, but the row 6 Monte Carlo is going to slam the door. Jackie Palmer making contact back here with that 28. That is Josh Hamilton, one of those new Ford Thunderbirds out on track. Lap number 1, though, will go to Hughes as he is the first one back across the line. Look at the 12 here, a Garner. He's looking to move on in that white number 12 entry here tonight. Green numbers on the side of him, and don't let the car behind you or behind him fool. Oh, Palmer into the outside wall. Hard contact. The 99, that is Favret going to be involved. The other Favret, and I believe that's the 39 of Aaron Hicks, all going to come together here under this caution flag, and a couple of them going to tow straight to pit road. You see Hicks trying to reroute that snap-on Ford Thunderbird, but I think the motor has expired on that one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out here, too, is if they have fast repairs. This being an all-star event, normally on a weekly basis, they do not have a fast repair. So maybe they'll be able to get into a backup car, or they might be out of tonight's race here. Remember, the last 5 cars do get eliminated after segment number 1, which right now we are under yellow for the very first time after a heavy contact. Let's see if the truck has it queued up for us here tonight.
Yeah, you just see Jackie Palmer go up the track, loses it a little bit. Nowhere for the 99 of Favret to go. Nowhere for the 39 also of Aaron Hicks or Mark Favret. So a bunch of drivers getting wrapped up in this one. And I'm not sure. They got a couple of them down pit road already here to see if they can get some damage fixed. But it's going to be interesting to see. There you see the 44 of Mark Favret. He had to take the tow to pit road, I believe. And it looks like he is finally in his pit stall. He will get some work done to the 44. We'll see if he can get back out there. There comes the 99 Hardee's machine. Tons of damage. That car is crinkled up like Coyer's beer can here tonight. Aaron Hicks, where is he? Well, that snap-on machine's got a lot of smoke bellowing out of the hood, and it looks like Jackie Palmer has officially called it a night here.
Yeah, unfortunately for the number 9 or 34 or 82, depending on what you were looking at for our timing and scoring, taking that car behind the pit wall. Also looks like a lot of damage on the number 99 of Michael Favret down here on pit road. Their crew working on that Hardee's number 99. They also took out Kevin Dillon, one of a good runner. He's down here on pit road. Looks like the left side is jacked up on the car right at the moment. He might be down in the way, so Dillon is down in the way with that Dillon decals by Dillon, number 26. So he should be able to continue on here, Roger, as he is sitting 2 cars outside the transfer spot that'll take place here in about 37 laps.
Yeah, keep an eye on that, Al, because it does look like Jackie Palmer is officially out of this one here tonight. So we're going to have to see how many cars are already out of the event here at the All-Star race early on here, not completing very many laps, so that's going to be a heartbreaker for him. You know, he put in a lot of time out there tonight. I was talking to him just before we came live onto the air here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and, well, he said he was just going to try and stay out of the way.
It's one of those things, you gotta be there to be able to move the pass into the final 10 lap segment here where all the marbles are for, but that was nothing that anybody did wrong there. It looked just like that Palmore maybe just got a little bit tight up off of turn number 2 there behind traffic, and that outside wall comes out and bites you pretty quick here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and that's a tough ending to the night for Jackie Palmore in that car number 82 or 34. And Christopher Reardon, his season not going the way he would like it to go, and he was just an innocent bystander in that big pileup off turn number 2.
Yeah, looking at it right now, cars that were involved or possibly getting damaged there on lap number 2. Looks like Michael Favret, Mark Favret, Aaron Hicks, Jackie Palmer, and Chris Reardon. Right now, all those drivers are still sitting down on pit road. Carter just came down pit road with the number 12. He is just down there, I believe, to get tires on that number 12 machine. Maybe just grab a nice cold beverage, and he'll get back out onto the racetrack. Right now, it does say that Michael Favret's still sitting down on pit road. Austin will rejoin the racing field here. So my count now, remember I'm from Pennsylvania, sometimes the count isn't the best. 10 drivers right now still out there to do the battle.
Yeah, and it's good to note right now, too, before we go back green flag racing, is that right now the caution laps are not counting. So the drivers down on pit road getting their damage fixed are not losing laps to the drivers out on the racetrack. So they're technically still on the lead lap, Roger. So with that being said, it's going to be a little bit down on pit road to get that damage fixed, but they can get it fixed enough to continue on and race. They still have a shot to make it in later on in this All-Star event.
That is very true. Lights on the iRacing pace car do still stay on here, so looking like Hughes and Wright will be on the front row when we go back to racing. Then it's going to be Canfield and Burke, Hamilton, Clark, Bors, Coyer, Dillon, and Carter right now. We'll see if Favret, it looks like Favret is still in the lobby here tonight, both of them. And then Hicks, those are the 3 drivers that are sitting down on pit road to get most of their damage fixed here. See if they get back out. I was taking a peek, Al, though, at the point standings. I know this is a non-points paying race. Can you tell me who won the first race of the season?
Who won the first race of the season?
Who won the first race of the season at the Daytona International Speedway?
That was Ricky Thompson Jr.
So your stat guy does pretty good. I had to go look that stat up earlier tonight, and the last time we have seen that driver out on track, it's been a couple of weeks. He came into tonight only having run 2 races this season. He competed in the race at Rockingham and the race at the Daytona International Speedway, so he was the first winner of the 87 Shootout Series, not competing here in the All-Star event. Looks like other, we'll call it festive activities. Also, you know who's missing in action tonight? That 33 of David Poland's.
Yeah, Poland's not able to make it out here. Heard that they're back at the shop, Roger, and possibly working on building a few more of these cars to finish out the season with.
Well, it's going to take a few cars to finish out the season, because I'm taking a look forward, and it looks like a lot of short track racing action, so a lot of cars may be needed to finish out the season here with the 87 Shootout Series. But you know what we're going to finish out, possibly? Stage 1 in just a little bit, because the lights on the iRacing pace car did go out, and they are all 2x2. Something you don't normally see here in the All-Pro Series is 2x2 restarts.
Yeah, it's trying something new here back in 1987 at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going to try a little side-by-side restart action. It looks like we got 5 rows of cars out on the racetrack right now, possibly some more catching up. And Michael Favret back out onto the racetrack. Possibly they look like not on pit road anymore, Roger. So it looks like possibly 5 cars out of this event already. So we'll have to see what happens. But we have 10 drivers out on the racetrack. 2 laps are in for segment number 1. 18 laps remain before the first segment yellow flag will come on out. And it is that row 6, Monte Carlo number 3 of Tyler Hughes out front. He's going to hit the loud pedal first so they come off turn number 4.
iRacing Pace Car will dive in here, and we will get back to the green flag racing action for all you race fans tuning in here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Green flag is back in the air, and we will do the dance back down to the start. Looks like a great start there by your leader, Tyler Hughes. Canfield will follow in, and looks like into that second position, but the battle will be between the old baby blue machine and the old Folgers car. Al, if that doesn't give you some goosebumps, I don't know what will, because here comes the 10 back powering down the back straightaway on the outside.
Yeah, right with a nice momentum move off of turn number 2, but he's got that 53 Folgers Chevy Monte Carlo all over the back bumper as he goes to turns 3 and 4. In the side-by-side battle, the 28 car of Josh Hamilton up the racetrack. He's got Coyer all over the back bumper. Side-by-side battle back there with Clark and Preston Boers. Boers on the inside. Car number 29. He'll dive it down low. Is right across the paint. 2 turns 1 and 2 and off of turn number 2. It'll be Boers with that spot. But here comes the 003 of Casey Clark. He's not done yet. And he's got Hamilton peeking to the inside.
Yeah, everybody kind of got jumbled up. One of them into the outside fence. It's going to be the 31 Cold Beer of Coyer. Goes around in that all-out towing 31 Cold Beers here machine as the yellow flag will wave here once again. The second yellow flag here of stage number 1 of this all-star event. 2 cars, I believe, Coyer and Carter involved in this one. So we will have to wait for the truck to cue it back up. But it looks like currently just at least 2 drivers here in this second yellow.
Yeah, it looks like right now, it looks like going down in the turn number 3, the 28 of Hamilton and the 31 of Coyer were just side by side. And it just takes, and looks like the kind of a Canadian flea flicker was given out there, Roger, down in the turn number 3, and it put Coyer out into the outside fence. And then there was the 28 of Hamilton who continued forward a little bit. Then he kind of got sideways and crossed up with the 26 of Dylan. And the 39 or the 12 car of Austin Carter also involved. So it looks like 4 drivers involved in our second yellow here in segment number 1.
Right now, it looks like a lot of these drivers will come down pit road here, and there will be Boers, Hamilton, Dillon, Carter all coming down pit road along with Coyer. He's also going to bring his mangled up machine. So a lot of these cars here tonight got some heavy damage here in the early stage of this one.
Yeah, some heavy damage, and not what you want if you want a chance to win this all-star event here tonight, which was 50 laps in distance. But we have 3 segments, 20 laps in segment number 1, 20 laps in segment number 2, which we were slated to eliminate 5 drivers. But I believe that first big one kind of has done that for us. So we have our 10 drivers, assuming that they survive, that'll be racing our 50 laps here, Roger. And right now, Tyler Hughes looks pretty sporty up on the front of this one with that front row number 3.
Yeah, the row 6, number 3 here of Hughes. Just taking a quick peek here at the Hughes numbers this season. He has competed in 3 of the first, I believe it was 4 races of this season. Back at the Daytona International Speedway, he placed a 7th place finish. At Rockingham, he finished 10th. Richmond, he finished in 9th. But hey, that machine, the finishes may not be there, to where he thinks he deserves to be in the point standings or at the end of these races. But he is up there week in and week out. He is competing for wins on Sunday nights.
Yeah, if you don't know who Tyler Hughes is, you're probably deaf and can't hear myself or you, Roger, in the booth. It sounds like Hughes is always up front and then just doesn't get that luck. Lady Luck has not been on the side of that number 3. What a sharp-looking race car that is. That nice flat black with the silver and the blue. It's a very sharp and a very time period looking paint scheme here on that number 3 of Hughes.
Yeah, so he is the race leader right now. The man who is running second, he goes by the name of Kevin, or actually, no, that's not who I'm looking at there. It looks like Kevin Dillon is down pit road. We really need a good guy to operate the timing and scoring, Al.
Yeah, they didn't quite hire me. You're talking about the Miller High Life the Miller American number 8 there. That is on our scoring. And that's Chris Canfield. He's been running with us here at the All Pro Sim 87 Sportsman Series. He runs in your number 2 spot, Roger, right now. And he's won one race so far this season. He's ran 2 races with us. He's batting 500.
Well, that's not a bad batting average. It's about what I used to bat back when I played baseball. I don't want to, brag too much about it.
Without looking, do you know what race he won?
Yeah, it was Atlanta.
Yeah, see, I did not know that. I was MIA. You gave me bad directions last week.
Well, it's because, you're up there in New York. We don't want you to venture any farther south than you need and have to get into a quarantine state.
Oh, that is true, yeah. So, speaking of that, hopefully everybody out there watching here tonight is doing well and staying safe and fighting the good fight. And sooner or later, it's got to stop.
Sooner or later, it's got to stop, just like that Ford Mustang, right?
Yeah, I was hoping the lights were going to stop this time by, but Johnny Pacers has other minds. But how about the fans packed in here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway? They are packed.
Yeah, they're packed here, and if you watch the NASCAR race today from the Texas Motor Speedway on the big networks on cable television, you would have realized you saw some fans in the stands, and it was great to watch that. And what was that on Wednesday night when the NASCAR guys took to the track at the Bristol Motor Speedway, 30,000 strong of fans. Al, I thought I would have never heard the sound of fans back in the stands. It was great watching that one, too.
Yeah, I think it was I think it's a step in the right direction. I mean, we do, gotta, whatever you want to do, I guess, is what's gonna happen. But I think we're headed in the right direction, and just, I don't know where to go with that, Roger. But it was very good to hear the fans in the crowd, and I think it was kind of surreal for the drivers as well, because you watch the early stages when we got auto racing back on the big networks, and they get out of there and they just look at the empty stands, and you knew it was just kind of unsettling for them and not what they want. We do this when we race in front of crowds because we want to entertain people, and let's face it, racing is entertaining and all over the country and all over the world. So it's good to see that we're starting to see a lot more of the series. I saw that drag racing was back in action in Indianapolis this weekend, and Formula One's back up and running. So I think we're headed to greener laps here in the world, and we'll go from there.
And greener laps coming here on the iRacing.com platform, as we will go back racing here with just 4 laps completed, I believe. The timing and scoring having a little bit of an issue up there. It says 5, it says 4, it says 5. Either way, we have a lot of racing left to do here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight for your All-Pro Sim Racing League. It is the 87 Shootout Series for the All-Star race here. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in all over the world here on the Turn 3 Racing Network to watch these boys race here on the iRacing.com simulated platform. They are all at home, at least 6 feet apart. They are all racing on their own computers with their own sim rigs. If you're interested in joining iRacing.com, go ahead and jump over right there to iRacing to jump on the simulator, and you can get out here and pretend you're back in 1987 racing the Ford Thunderbird or the Chevy Monte Carlo. Join us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Also, once you hit that iRacing platform, we would love to see all you race fans out there competing to see if you can battle some of the big names like you see out here tonight of Dylan and Coyer Hughes, right? And, well, what about Casey Clark? He's one of those big names, as we're getting ready to see which one of them can battle it out here. iRacing pace car down and away. That means we're headed back to the green flag racing action here tonight. And there it is. The green flag's back in the air. That Baby Ruth machine there of right having a little bit of moments. Here comes Casey Clark down to the inside. He made it 3 wide for a moment. He'll take the pass.
Yeah, Clark made a nice move down in the turn number 1. He made it 3 wide in the start. Like that. Number 10, not able to hook all that Ford horsepower. We got a side-by-side battle for your race lead. It's Hughes on the inside. Canefield working the outside in that Miller American number 8 cars. They work down to the turn number 3. Side-by-side. Now Hughes will squirt out in front of that row 6, number 3. As your race leaders, they come off the corner to put on lap number 5 into the books. Working lap number 6 as they cross the line. Hughes, Canefield, your top 2. Side-by-side battle, those shaping up for your 3rd spot.
Yeah, the side-by-side for the third spot's going to be Casey Clark and that Copenhagen 003 machine. Not able to work that inside groove, so the Baby Ruth number 10 of Travis White will hold on to that third spot for the time being. Travis is down just 2 spots. He did start on the pole here. Casey Clark is up 3 spots. He's one of the biggest movers and shakers so far here of the race. Right behind him, though, is going to be that number 12 of Austin Carter. He'll come across the timing and scoring line, and that will be shown him into the 5th position. He's also up 3 spots here tonight. Way back yonder somewhere, you're going to find the man that's trailing the field right now. He is in the 10th position, though. That is a transfer spot, so right now all 10 drivers will transfer into the final segments of this race. That is Kevin Dillon. He runs the decals by Dillon, number 26, back here into the 10th position. Hamilton's right ahead of him. Coyer is sitting there in the 8th spot. Boers is 7th. 6th is Burke. That's the rest of your top 10 runners right now. Looks like Preston Boers and a couple other guys. That Casey Clark may have been into the outside wall. Contact down into turn number 1.
Door slamming, rubbing rails down to the turn number 3, or 1 and 2. Clark on the outside. The number 12 of Carter working the inside with Preston Boers is involved with this number 29 entry as well. But that sharp-looking Monte Carlo down in the turn number 3. Side by side, that time a little contact again between the double 03 of the Copenhagen sponsored number 03 of Casey Clark. Off the corner now, Boers through the grass trying to get by Carter down the front stretch, putting lap number 8 in the books, working lap number 9.
Looks like Carter will be able to take that or keep that spot for the time being, but Boers is putting the pressure all over. Look at Coyer. Here comes Zach Coyer in the Cold Beer 31 entry. He's looking to the inside of Carl Burke down the back straightaway here on lap number 9. He'll be able to work to the inside in turn number 3. They'll go heads up racing into turn 3. Coyer trying to hold the bottom lane for the time, and it looks like he will be able to hold it. A little side draft there by that Folgers 53 as they come across the line. Coyer's going to have it by a nose, but the momentum is just going to carry the Folgers machine. Somebody into the outside wall just ahead of them. That was the 12 of Carter. He smacked that white number 12 off the outside wall going into turn number 1, but he's able to keep it pointed in the right direction, and he will still hold on to that 5th spot. Coyer does make the pass, but Casey Burke looking back down to the inside in turn 3.
Yeah, Burke was sniffing to the inside, can't do anything with it, so now he'll back it up. Here comes that 28 of Hamilton and that number, the Davey Allison number 28 lookalike cars working down through the tri-oval here. Once again, 9 laps left to go in segment number 1 for your 87 Sportsman All-Star event up there. 003 of Clark dancing around. He's got Coyer working to the inside now off of turn number 2.
Yeah, it looked like Casey Clark. I wanted to say Casey Burke, but that would have been completely wrong people there. Burke right there in the 53, but that 003 of Casey Clark was off that wall there just a little bit ago, and that's what allowed Coyer and the rest of this field to kind of bunch up here as we complete lap number 11 and head on to lap number 12. There you see the 28 of Hamilton into the outside wall with the Coors number 28. He scraping up that right side. Al, I hope these guys put a lot of old wood in the right-hand side of these machines with how much they're scraping it up, but here comes Burke to the inside of Coyer.
Yeah, Burke got to run off to number 2 now. He's got the preferred line through turns 3 and 4. But that Folgers number 53, it'll be Burke to the inside of Coyer. Coyer, we saw him in the outside wall just a few laps ago in that second yellow. And his team has done a good job getting that 31 back together. Down here in the turn numbers 1 and 2, Coyer stolen out of that position. Well, up front, it is the number 3 of Tyler Hughes, and he's opened up his advantage to about a 6-car length advantage over Travis Wright.
Yeah, nothing has changed up front. The battles for the race lead about 4/10 of a second separating your front two of Hughes and Wright. Canfield is just sitting there in that Miller Buick machine. Preston Boers is 4th, and then it's the gaggle. Well, behind there, Austin Carter, it's the gaggle of Clark. Look at that, Coyer down into the grass, sliding that Cold Beer 31 on the tri-oval as we completed lap 13 there. Coyer gonna go underneath Casey Clark, so he'll take over that spot. There's Carl Burke back there battling with Hamilton down the back straightaway. Not going to be good enough for that Ford Thunderbird right now. He's going to drift high. Here comes the 26. That will be Kevin Dillon. He'll work his way back into the battle. Dillon will now look to the inside of that Coors milling oil pump machine. Not going to be able to. It looks like Hamilton was going to slam the door there. He'll stay currently into that 9th position. Positions do not matter here towards the end of this one, Al.
No, they do not here. Right now, this is just trying to get a better spot here at the end of the segment number 1. At the end, you want to be where Tyler Hughes is up front, but these guys are putting on a show back here. Now, Dylan works underneath the 28 of Hamilton off of turn number 4. It'll be side by side. That is the battle for 10th. And Kevin Dillon watched the 9th position, and Hamilton got shuffled back to 10th. Right now, as we got a side-by-side battle shaping up with Travis Wright. Hamilton down on the apron, able to hold on to it, is now Travis Wright is under fire by Chris Canfield down in turn number 3.
Here comes that Miller machine, the Miller Buick. He will work down into turn number 3 on the bottom with that Buick. It is looking strong here tonight. Chris Canfield gonna work the bottom groove under that Baby Ruth Thunderbird at the line. Give it to Canfield for the time being. Will he be able to complete the pass? We've seen the inside dominate here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in the first 17 laps of this one, and it looks like inch by inch, there goes the number 03 or the number 8 if you're looking at the car on screen. Chris Canfield will take over the second position. The question being, though, does he have enough time to run down the Chevrolet out there of Tyler Hughes? Hughes right now looking at it about a 1-second gap back to these two who still run nose to tail.
Yeah, he's running a very good race right now as they work down here in the turn number 1. He's watching that battle in his mirror, which is about 10 car lengths behind him. As they get here, we're just about coming to 2 laps to go in segment number 1. It'll be Canfield. He holds on to that number 2 spot over the Travis Wright mobile. And don't count out Preston Boers as he's coming through as well.
They're starting to close up that gap there, but it looks like this time by should be the final time. Yeah, should be about 1 more lap to go here before we see the caution flag come out here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway to end stage number 1 of this one. Hughes has been dominating so far here tonight, and it does look like the Travis White Baby Ruth machine is starting to fade here. Everybody else has really started to find a home. You still got Burke back here leading over Coyer. He's caught up to the Carter machine, though, but we'll see if he's going to be able to make that pass. Travis White still sitting there in that 3rd spot for the time being. But nothing gonna change that time by. Everybody has found their home. The yellow flag will fly. Hughes will win stage number 1 here of the All-Star race for the All-Pro Series.
So segment number 1 to the books. Tyler Hughes winning that in dominant fashion. I believe he led all the laps here, Roger, in segment number 1. As we have 20 laps are in now. They all come on down. Make some adjustments and work on these cars, maybe fix them up. The guys that has a little bit of trouble early on in our All-Star event here took a little tough time to get it going. These guys got it settled out, and Tyler Hughes pick up the win here in segment number 1.
So it was Hughes, Canfield, Wright, Boers, Carter, Burke, Coyer, Dillon, Clark, and Hamilton. Your top 10 drivers here that finished segment number 1 tonight. We will wait to see. It looks like they will be coming down. They will be allowed to come down pit road here, and you can change whatever you need to on your machine. Get as much damage fixed as you can. It is all going to be allowed here under this caution flag. We're wait to see the pit road activities, we're going to call them. So it'll be the first time a lot of these drivers are coming down pit road tonight.
Yep, and they're going to have to keep it on pit road speed, not speed. You get that penalty here right now. So everybody's going to come down and get some 4 fresh tires as they work down here. It'll be Tyler Hughes jumping into his pit box first. Once he gets there, Preston Boers and Travis Wright exchanging a little bumper tags down here on pit road as they try to make it into their box here. And it'll be Preston Boers peeling off first, it looks like, down here into turn down the pit road. So box number 2 is going to go to the 3 of Hughes, the crew going around, and it looks like right side's going on all these leaders so far, Roger. Now, it's interesting to see maybe the guys that didn't quite have the track position or involved in incidents earlier who might have taken some tires. Do they do gas only here and maybe fix a little bit more of that damage?
I think at this point you're going to be taking as much time as you can on pit road as we see the jacks are dropping. You're going to want to try to fix as much damage as you can here. You don't want to really mess around and try and get stuck behind the 8 ball, but it will be Hughes out of pit road first, and it's going to be Canfield, and then it's going to be Boers and Wright and Burke, your top 5 drivers off pit road, as they get ready to go racing here for segment number 2. We're taking a quick break here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we will be back to watch more of the All-Star race here tonight for the All-Pro Sim Racing League. It is the 87 Shootout Series here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
And he's going to get them all done with. What amazing
lead to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save.
Looks to the outside and Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolka. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the Parabolka. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series, and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the All-Star night here for the All-Pro Simulated 87 Shootout Series, presented by Decals by Dylan. Al, first segment is in the books, and we are lined up 2 by 2. We'll go back racing here for another 20 laps here for segment number 2. Who do you got your eye on to win Stage 2?
I think at the end of that last one, Chris Canfield was starting to come forward. He might have something for that number 3, Tyler Hughes. Tyler Hughes picking up segment win number 1. He'll start on the pole. But Preston Boers in 29 was showing some speed also, Roger. So I think our second, third place drivers and possibly that Folgers number 53 car could be someone to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but we are ready here as the iRacing pace car does make that left-hand turn. He is out of the way, and we are getting ready to go back to the green flag. Green flag in the air. Flash bulbs are going crazy here for the All-Pro Sim Racing League as they look like they are going to try to string them out here early in this one, as it already is huge. Canfield, Burke out front. Here comes Boers down to the inside of that Folgers 53 machine, and he's going to try and make quick work, and he does. He's already around Burke and in third.
Yeah, he's already around up to your third spot. I said keep an eye on him when we came back from our commercial break. Here, Preston Boers and car number 29 up to your third spot. But how about Casey Clark all the way back to seventh, now trying to find his way around the 28 at Hamilton. On that restart, Roger, I don't think the gear, it would go in the gears. He had a good launch, but then all of a sudden hit a brick wall. Now he's side by side back here with Hamilton. This is the battle for the 7th position. Now give it to Clark. Clark will move into the 6th as he looks to chase down Coyer down in the turn number 3.
Yeah, Coyer now after taking a, we're calling a scenic route here now in that all-out towing machine. He is sitting there in the 5th spot. He is up 8 spots into 5th. He has already passed a handful of cars, though, here tonight, as remember, with him being wrapped up in that incident, he had to go to the tail end of this, we'll call it the 10-car field here, and had to work his way back up. Look at Burke, though, going back at Preston Boers, but that's just going to open up the door for Coyer. Coyer's going to grab another cold beer out of the fridge as he opened up the door for him, but not able to really do anything with it other than just take a peek for the time being.
Okay, took a peek down the inside. Now kind of following in the tire tracks. Off turn number 4, they'll come to put lap number 23 in the books, and it'll be right now Hughes showing out in front of Canfield, but the battle is back here for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. Burke kind of laying back now off the backside of the Preston Boers as they work off turn number 2. Cold beer Coyer right there in line as well as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, as we go on board here with turn 3 onboard camera out the passenger side here of Preston Boers, you see everybody rumbling and stumbling down through turns 3 and 4. They got a lift there a little bit for Boers. He was out of the throttle a ton. You could hear him work that throttle. Back down into turn number 1, a long time to get this old bus steering wheel clunky, called a steering rack, I think they even had back then, out to get this car turned.
Yeah, no power steering involved with tonight's car as Burke now takes a peek down to the inside, can't do anything with it. Boers will slam the door once again down in the turn number 3 with just, they work off the corner. Now Coyer, he's going to work to the inside of Burke, but can't do anything with him through the tri-oval.
Yeah, not going to be able to do anything. They run single file for the time being. Travis White, remember we talked about that 10 machine starting up on the front row here tonight with the Baby Ruth number 10. He is back right now running into the 10th position. He is trailing that decals by Dillon 26 of Kevin Dillon down the back straightaway. Everybody kind of minding their P's and Q's with still 25 laps. It'll be 24 this time by at the line.
Yeah, Hughes still showing away out front over Canfield. The deficit now is about 0.2 of a second as they work down in the turn number 1. And make it 0.4 of a second now as Hughes really starting to stretch his legs out on the front of this one. But the battle is back there from 3rd on back. Boers leading the parade down the backstretch into turn number 3. Burke right there, and Coyer rounding out your top 5.
Yeah, it looks like Coyer may have a pretty strong car entering the corner. So does Casey Clark, and Clark going to drift up the track. There is Hamilton. He's going to drift up the track. Contact with the outside wall for that number 28 there of Hamilton. He is going to beat up that Coyer's machine, and that'll lose him a position as there went Austin Carter. He got around him in the 12 machine. Yeah, it looks like Kevin Dillon will be the next possible car to the back of that 28. That car is kind of shortened up on the left front. It is shortened up on the left, right front, left front. It's just short in the front.
Yeah, Hamilton having running on the ragged edge here tonight. No points on the line. Might as well push the car to try to figure out what it's going to do. Is he works there in front of the decals by Dillon, number 26 of Kevin Dillon. who is tied for the points lead, even though tonight is the 03 of Clark having an issue. All the way up scraping the outside Armco. They'll pull side by side with Hamilton. No contact between those two. 3 wide. They're all but straight down the backstretch. Somehow they keep it pointed in the right direction.
Al, if you could see my face on that one, boy, I thought something big was about to happen there because you had Dylan, Hamilton right, and Clark all right there under the blanket. Clark will lose a bunch of positions, but he's going to be able to motor on. Now he's going to hit the wall there and take it through the infield and back out onto the track. I mean, could you just picture what Kevin Dillon was thinking while those cars were sideways in front of him coming off of turn number 2?
Well, how about the driving piece that Kevin Dillon did to stay not only out of a wreck, but to avoid contact altogether between those two drivers who are, well, let's just say had a handful of wheel off of turn number 2.
Yeah, it looks like Josh Hamilton is able to keep going also. He loses just 1 position, and that is to Kevin Dillon. So Hamilton will fall back into that 8th position. Travis White moves up 1. He goes to 9th, and Clark will round out the field here. At the front of the field, though, it is still the same 2 dancers. Tyler Hughes leading us here. This will be the halfway point in stage number 2 tonight. Hughes was able to pick up the well, how do you say it? Stage number 1 win. He has led every lap so far here tonight. Chris Canfield, the next best driver, drinking that back up inside the top 3. He is running in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, and that car looks pristine. No damage, looks like, on that 29 car, which is, well, not what a lot of drivers can say. These cars are dancing all around the speedway in segment number 2. The guys are really pushing the issue here with these cars. I see them all but straight and right behind him. He kind of started 4th and now is just riding 4th. Is that Folgers number 53. We've seen this car have some speed, Roger. He might be just playing coy to get to that final segment, which is going to happen in just about 7 laps.
Well, he's going to have to reach down and channel his inner Tim Richmond right now because the laps are closing down here tonight. And, well, when the laps close down, whoever's out front is going to be the winner, not only of stage number 2, but the winner of the whole shebang here tonight. Travis White was able to win the heat race. He started on the pole. Unfortunately, he's back here. He's been mired in traffic since then, and it is only good enough for that Baby Ruth machine to be running at 9th. Do you think he's sitting back here just saving his stuff, knowing that there's only 10 drivers, so he will move on to the final segment?
It's a good possibility. Maybe staying out of trouble, trying some things. Is right now he takes a peek underneath the 28 of Hamilton. Can't quite do it. See him back out, the exhaust backfiring on the number 10 cars. They come off the corner. So just trying to be smart about it as we get 5 laps to go next time by in segment number 2.
Yeah, and it's all Hughes, but the battle up front, I'll take a quick peek because it is about a car length separating your front 2. Canfield is right there, ready to open up a can of, well, Miller.
Yeah, we go on board with the number 8 of Canfield. He's at the back bumper, sniffing that race lead, maybe showing his hand. Maybe Hughes kind of backing it off, not showing everything that he's got. We saw him jump out to an early race lead. Did he run those tires too hard, or Canfield just a little bit better? Now they take a peek to the inside off turn number 2. A bid for your race lead down the backstretch.
Hughes gonna leave the door open. Here comes Chris in that Miller machine. The Buick trying to take the race lead here tonight. Sure don't look like a Buick to me. Caution flag is out, though, on the speedway. And you won't guess, Al, who's up against the outside wall.
Does it start with a 3?
I'll give you another hint. It ends in a 1.
Oh, man. Tough break for our friend here. Zach Coyer down on pit road. We'll take to see what the truck has queued up for us to find out what happened to our friend here, Zach Coyer.
Al, I know what it is. He reached over for his beer and slapped the wall going down the front or the back straightaway all by himself. No other car collected. Watch it back here once again. And he literally just comes down the back straightaway, reaches over for the beer, and decided to go hit the inside wall, the outside wall, and oh boy, I think we're gonna have to watch this one back, I believe, Al, for an onboard camera with Josh Hamilton, because this is gonna be an interesting one. Riding on board with Hamilton Watch for the wreck to happen out in front of him. There you see the spinning Coyer machine down to the inside and right back up the track. You don't know where that spinning 31 is going to end up.
Yeah, and Kevin Dillon missing that had nothing to do with anything. And how about the 26 just getting by that number 31 spinning back by, and good heads up driving by the driver out from the Mid-South, Josh Hamilton, to miss that wreck here in a tough ride. Hopefully Coyer is okay. His crew down here on pit road going to take and work on that number 31 car. It looks like he might have taken that one behind the wall.
Yeah, I think it looks like the night for Coyer may be over here tonight, as he got a cooler full. He was going to sit down on pit road and wait for all of us, but I think he's going to take his ball and go home.
Yeah, it's a tough break here, but hey, nothing to lose. You got to try some stuff, and he was definitely quick right in there in the top 5 when that accident happened. But it looks like some of these drivers coming down pit road, maybe a little bit of a strategy call here, Roger, with just about 5 laps left in segment number 2. And I don't believe it's a rule where you have to come down pit road in between segments. These drivers that just came down pit road, you're talking Travis Wright, Chris Canfield, Austin, came down pit road this time, took 4 tires. They could be done coming down pit road.
Yeah, you're right. There is no nothing that says you can't come down pit road when you want and get back out there on track. So everybody taking advantage here coming down. That'll put Clark to the front of the field. We're keeping an eye on that one. See if those guys are able to take the track position once we head into stage number 3, because there's nothing on the line here if you win stage number 2 other than just a little bit of pride. And I think Hughes would really like to be able to have the pride to say that I led the most laps here tonight and won stage 1, stage 2, and the whole shebang. But we'll see as we get closer to the end of the race if he's able to do that. But as we work this third caution flag here of the night for the All-Star Race for the All-Pro Simulated Racing League, the 87 Shootout Series, tonight presented by Decals by Dylan. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here to bring you more of the racing action from the Charlotte Speedway.
We got big-time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race. so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to the Charlotte Motor Speedway race fans. iRacing pace car lights are off, and Al, we are getting ready for a shootout here to the end of stage number 2.
I'm going to call this a preview of what's about to happen. We got 5-lap shootout to end segment number 2, and then we got a 10-lap segment to end out the All-Star race here tonight for the 87 Sportsman Series, presented by Decals by Dylan. And right now, Hughes and Boers up on the front row. They got Burke and Wright in row number 2. Then it's everybody with fresh tires. As they get going here, green flag is out. Hughes back on the 5-car advantage down to turn number 1.
Yeah, Hughes going to get a great start. That's going to leave everybody in the dust. 3 drivers remember stayed out. Hughes, Boers, and Burke. And Burke's going to go up the track. It's going to open up the bottom floodgate. Here goes Canfield, and now they're just about 3 wide down the back straightaway. Burke's going to close the door there on the 10, so they will go back to just 2. Oh, up the track going to go Burke, because he got muscled up the track there by Carter. Now his night is going to go from doing pretty good to not so well. He's back now into that 7th position. As you see Hamilton work the bottom lane there, he'll get around him in the Folgers machine. A little more contact there down into turn number 1.
Yeah, they were side by side there. Remember, Burke on the older tires did not come down pit road during this last pit stop here, so he works down the backstretch. He's on older tires than these guys. Canefield's going to work underneath the Boers. That's the battle for your number 2 spot. Made it easy with that number 8 Miller American car, Buick, as they work off the car. Corner number 4, the yellow flag will come out with just 2 laps remaining in segment number 2, and that was a little prematurely. We'll see what happened here, Roger. It looks like maybe Carl Burke involved with this yellow flag.
Yeah, it looks like it is the 26 of Dylan and Burke and Clark all involved in this one. We'll go back here and watch it, but it definitely is going to involve the decals by Dylan 28, and I think his night might be coming to an end here. Let's go ahead and watch this one back. There you see the 26 up into the outside wall. Casey Clark was into the outside wall, and Burke just is actually the innocent bystander of all this.
Yeah, he had nowhere really to go as they come off the corner, and it was Kevin Dillon. He got the outside wall pretty good off turn number 4. Burke had just nowhere to go and not expecting that. And then how about also Casey Clark being an innocent bystander as well, as it looks like 003 down on pit road trying to get some damage fixed on his automobile, but 2 drivers just in the wrong spot at the wrong time as the 26 of Dillon just kind of pushed up off turn number 4, and he ate that outside wall pretty hard.
So with that being said, we're not going to make it quite to the end of that stage. So it will be Tyler Hughes, Chris Canfield, Austin Carter, and Josh Hamilton. They actually all stay out. Those are your top 4 drivers for the time being here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the All-Pro Sim Racing League. It is the 87 Shootout Series here. It's the All-Star Night here at Charlotte. We got to thank, though, everybody for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We really appreciate all the viewers that tune in, not only on a weekly basis here to watch the All-Pro Racing League, but every night, Monday night, Tuesday, all on through until we come right back around here to Sunday night. Everybody here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, Chris Legoo, Rick Hammond, Al Smith, Roger Muth, and of course, I want to say Al, but Al, we really know it's KR Stolfus and Dave in the Cave. We all appreciate everything you race fans do for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, being one of the most popular networks onto the iRacing platform here, just over a year since we opened the doors here.
Yeah, we definitely can't do it without everybody out there that's subscribes to us and likes what we do. And Roger, I think we have every form of auto racing that you can have on our network. So if you guys are looking for something, we probably have it. And it's been good to be brought on board with the Turn 3 Racing Network, and thank you for all the opportunities that you've given me here, and it's been a pleasure working with you for the last, I don't know, 2-3 months, and I know you're about sick of me.
Well, we did fire you once, but you came back and you asked for your red stapler, and you haven't left yet, so I guess we'll keep you around for the time being as we look back here onto that Hughes machine. Al, you said it. We have just about every form of motorsports here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You want dirt racing? We have dirt racing. You want super speedway racing? We have that too. You want some good old-fashioned, Al, remember those IROCs? It's been in the news a lot here lately. We even have the IROC series here. We had Legends just a little whiles back. I believe short track racing in the stable around the ways, and I mean, you name it, we got it. Look at the old-fashioned 87 cars here tonight.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're missing out on the real world stuff, we have you covered here. Make sure you hit subscribe and smash that like button down here if you're watching on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel. Get notification every time we come live. Which is pretty much every night of the week, sometimes multiple different races on nights. So we have your cup of tea, regardless of what form of racing you're looking for. I think we had Indy cars racing this morning. That was a pretty entertaining race here, so check that out on the channel as well. But we want you to stick right here with us while we bring you the All-Star event for the 87 Sportsman Series. And it's been the Tyler Hughes show. But that number 8 car behind him, he's got fresher sneakers on that Buick. So we'll be interested to see if on this restart for the 3-lap shootout to the end stage number 1, if Hughes can hold on and go back-to-back segment wins here in the All-Star race.
Now, Al, you said sneakers back there on them. Back in 1987, a little bit before my time, were they Saucony sneakers or were they the air pumps?
The air pumps, definitely the air pumps. No, these are the bias ply tires here that Goodyear has supplied us on the racing service with the 87 cars since their inception back there. Oh, just a couple months ago has it been now. It's time is flying by since we got this with the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Which, speaking of North Wilkesboro Speedway, that's where this series heads next week. But we got to get through the end of segment number 2 and segment number 1, but we are getting to the meat and potatoes of the 87 schedule. Short track racing, Roger, right up the alley coming here, and well, I'm excited to see some short track racing with these 87 cars.
You're excited. I'm excited. All the fans out there tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network are excited. Because if you don't like old school racing, the 87 cars here, the Thunderbird, or maybe the Buick you see right there, or that Monte Carlo, well, I mean, I don't know what you think good racing is. These old style cars back on some of the most famous tracks like North Wilkesboro, Bristol, Martinsville, and this one still throws me for the loop, Al. Watkins Glen.
With the boot.
With the boot.
With the boot. We're going to run the boot. We're going to run the big course, I believe.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty exciting. I'm a big fan of the boot. I think in the real world, when we get NASCAR back up here in the great state of New York that I live in, I'm hoping that maybe someday they will take and allow us to run the boot. But until then, we got what we got, and I like it. The Watkins Glen always put on a good show, so I believe that's the season finale as well. So we got our 2 cars here up on the front row. Tyler Hughes on the old tires, number 8, and Chris Canfield in the 003 or the 03 on our scoring, but number 8 on your screen. He's on fresher tires. Same with that number 12 of Austin Carter. Back there in 3rd, Josh Hamilton. And that battered up Haviland tin can, we'll call that, back there in our 4th spot. 5 cars ready to do battle for just a few laps here. Green flag back out, and Hughes jumping back on the loud pedal. He'll take the race lead with just 2 laps to go in segment number 1 or 2.
I was going to say, do you have a time machine there, Al? But it doesn't look like you do. I figured maybe you were watching Back to the Future for a couple of moments, but he was going to lead us down the back straightaway. But those brand new tires on the Chris Canfield machine will show their heads here tonight as they go down into turn number 3 here. Just behind them, it is the battle for that third position. Carter was to the outside, but the tires did not stick, so he's now back down single file. Look at that 28. It is mangled up, but it is still racing. Hamilton trying to stick his hand into the cookie jar here, but here's a battle for the race lead here on lap number 1. Caution flag out.
Yeah, yellow flag coming back out here just as Canfield took a peek to the inside. And we'll have to take and see what this yellow flag is for. I'm possibly seeing it could have been for the number 10 of Travis Wright. Maybe Casey Clark involved. We'll see when the truck gets it queued up for us down there. And it sounds like they might have it for us, Roger.
Al, I'm not getting an indication here, as it looks like that is just actually going to be the end of stage number 2, I believe, as that's what we are hearing over the race chatter. That's just the end of the stage. So it will be Hughes winning stage number 2 here to take the sweep of the stages. He's just got one more to take it home all the way here tonight. So Hughes comes across first on that stage. Then it's going to be Canfield, Bors, Carter, Hamilton, Wright, Clark. That's the 7 drivers that are out on track currently here at the end of stage number 2.
They snookered me.
Well, you just gotta be able to count, Al. I mean, I've told you this numerous times. I don't know. Did you take your shoes off?
I did not. My feet are cold.
There's the problem, race fans. Al doesn't know quite how to count correctly as he's out of the New York area, that is for sure. So maybe I can teach you a thing or two. Come down here to Pennsylvania. We'll watch some dirt track racing, because we can do that here. I don't know if King Cuomo is going to allow you to do it up there.
Yeah, probably not, but it's interesting play call right now. Preston Boers going to stay on the racetrack. Is Tyler Hughes brings Canfield and the number 12 of Carter down pit road, along with Josh Hamilton and Casey Clark, all coming down pit road. Looks like Travis Wright and Preston Boers staying out on the racing surface.
So everybody back here will have fresh tires, and then we will see what everybody can do here. You know, it's just going to be a little bit of a shootout. Just going to be 10 laps the distance when we do go back racing. So we'll see who comes off pit road first here and where they will all line up. You see everybody, it will be 4 tires for the entirety of the 5 drivers that are down there on pit road. Right sides are on for everybody. Left side's going on for everybody. Down and away. It looks like it's going to be the 8, or, well, the 03 of Chris Canfield leading him off pit road, followed by the 3 of Hughes, Carter, and then Hamilton will come out of pit road. Then Clark will be shown into that 7th position.
Interesting here, play call for your top 2. We saw Travis Wright be fast early on in the event, then kind of fell back and hasn't been back up front. But him and Preston Boers staying out onto the racing surface, did not come down pit road. They did come back down pit road, Roger. I believe it was back on lap 38, so only 2 laps ago. So they got the fresh, not as fresh, brand new tires, but only about a lap and a half of green flag racing on their tires. I kind of like this play call. They're going to be in front of the 2 fastest cars that have been out on the track all night long. Chris Canfield and Tyler Hughes will be making up row number 2. So only 10 laps remaining in this all-star event here tonight. And we got a little strategy call here. I remember I talked about it during the last yellow. Would someone try it not coming back down pit road for this 10-lap shootout to get the track position? Well, 2 drivers have. And then they have Chris Canfield in that Buick, and the 3 of Tyler Hughes right there going to be close on their back bumper.
Well, as we pace around here, we're going to see if we can pay the bills for a little bit here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and we'll be right back here to bring you more of the All-Pro Simulated Racing League. It's the 87 Shootout Series presented by Decals by Dylan here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. Find out who's going to win the All-Star race here at Charlotte.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Looks to the outside, and Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
I tried this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans on the Turn 3 Racing Network, as we are here tonight for the All-Pro Simulated Racing League 87 Shootout Series presented by Decals by Dylan. The iRacing pace car lights are out. We are completed with our heat races here tonight. We have completed Stage 1. Stage 2 is in the books also. Now that leaves us with just one more thing to do.
Yeah, we got 10 laps of high-octane racing coming at you to settle this one out. We got Preston Boris Travis right on the front row. Behind them, Chris Canfield beating out Tyler Hughes off pit road. Hughes winning both segments 1 and 2, and he's going to restart in the 4th spot. I think that's the farthest back we've seen at number 3 all night long.
Yeah, we're going to see a great one till the end here, race fans. We hope you got your soda pop, your adult beverages, and we hope you're drinking them topless here tonight, and we hope you got your popcorn. But try not to get it all over the floor, because here we go. 10 laps of racing going to be to the end of this one. iRacing pace car is down and off, and we are racing here in the final stages for the All-Star race.
That time the number 8, the 3 of Hughes, giving the 10 of Travis Wright a good bump down in the turn of numbers 1 and 2. Now Wright trying to hold off Canfield. They'll be side by side off turn number 2. Is a rifle down the backstretch. Preston looking behind them as they're side by side for the number 2 position.
Everybody trying to find a home right now. They know the laps are counting down. Here comes Chris Canfield. He is down to the inside in that Miller machine. He'll take over the... Maybe my timing and scoring. I was going to say maybe my timing and scoring is a little wrong, but I was going to say third, but it looked like second on the scoring. He has scored in that 3rd spot, trying to get over. One of them going to go around here in turn number 1. It's going to wad a couple of them up. Caution flag going to fly here once again at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Looks like Austin Carter has gone around, possibly with a little bit of help. That'll bring out another caution flag here in this one tonight. Go back and watch this. You see, he was into the outside wall before he got into turn number 1, and then unfortunately nowhere. Oh, look at Casey Clark kind of shoot the gap there and get through the middle of that one. That was the 28 there also of Josh Hamilton getting involved in that one.
Yeah, it looked like he kissed that wall getting down to the turn number 1 there, Roger, the 28 of Hamilton. Nowhere really to go. Maybe didn't get too much damage on that Haviland number 28, but how about the driver, the 003 of Casey Clark? What a masterful drive he did as he came through there. How the heck did he miss that? He kind of split the gap, maybe a little bit of contact with the left front of that Copenhagen Chevy Monte Carlo.
Yeah, but he's going to be able to stay out here and continue the rest of the way, as it looks like he'll go down pit road. He'll take the 28 along with him and the 12 of Carter. So 3 drivers towards the rear of this group will take the pit stop here tonight. So that'll leave a Chevrolet, a Ford, a Chevrolet, and a Chevrolet out there. Well, call it a Buick because, remember, Chris has that little bit of a Buick stamped on the front. Same thing as a Chevrolet back in the day. I was waiting for the pushback on that one, Al.
No pushback. Listen, we got a Ford inside the top 4 right now, so we got a chance to win this one.
All you need to do, Al, is have a chance. All you got to do is be around at the end of one of these races to really be, to have a chance.
Yeah, that's all you can ask for. Travis right there in the Baby Ruth number 10. Well, I think he's ready to do some celebrating. That Ford going to come in here. Maybe that Preston Boers Monte Carlo will have something to say about. But how about the Chris Canfield? He was looking pretty racy underneath the 10 of Wright during that last stint there. And just was not able to do anything with it. And you got Tyler Hughes back there in our 4th position. We know he's got a good car here tonight. He's won the first 2 segments of this all-star event. So we know that number 3's got some ponies underneath the hood. Maybe this will be the turnaround that he's looking for this season.
Yeah, but he's going to have to get around Chris Canfield, Travis White, and Preston Boers. Remember, Chris has been fast. He was up there battling with Hughes all night long, just kind of lurking into the background of that one. And now they kind of switch spots here in this final segment to the end. We'll see if he's going to be able to rally back around, but you never know what happens towards the end of these races. You just got to kind of stick around, race fans, because we can't crown a winner just yet. Still looks like 7 drivers on this lead lap here, as Burke, I believe Burke is down on pit road, Dillon's down on pit road, Coyer, Favret, Hicks, Palmer, and Reardon right now. Everybody kind of still down there on pit road. Their nights are all over at this point.
Yeah, some of those drivers not even completing the first lap here tonight, having a tough go at it. But no harm, no foul to the point situation, as next week the series will head to North Wilkesboro, I believe, Roger. That's where the series will be next week. And so that'll be interesting. The points racing back after the All-Star break is over. But what a good way to get your season kind of pointed back in the right direction if it hasn't gone the way you wanted to. Come in here with a no-pressure situation, kind of a fun night for these guys, and come home with a win and all those bragging rights that's going to come along with it.
Bragging rights? Are you saying this is more like a practice?
Well, we're not talking about practice.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys need that much practice. They wheel these machines like nobody's business on the iRacing.com platform here tonight. But you talk about it's not a points-paying race, and yeah, we're halfway through the season, 4 in, 4 to go to finish this one out. You know, Jeff Dillon is able to right now claim the name of being the top performer of the season so far. He has 1 win, 3 top 5s, 4 top 10s, 1 pole. He has started, obviously, every race here. He holds a very slim margin lead. Actually, it is a dead heat tie with David Polans. Polans doesn't have a win, but he has 1 more top 5 finish here in the first race, or first 4 races of the season. That's what kind of puts them in a stalemate. So Jeff Dillon and David Polans will be the 2 tied atop of the boards here when we go back racing just next week for points. And then how about Coyer? He's not out of things. It's just an 11-point difference between 3rd to 1st.
Yeah, and when the bonus points that you get for all the various leading laps, leading the most laps, winning the race, all that stuff. Anything can happen right now. Right now, that's probably the deciding factor with Coyer not being in the points lead. He's only collected 5 bonus points this season compared to a Jeff Dillon who has 13 bonus points and David Pollins who has 11. So you take that right out of there, and he's not that far back, Roger. He's only 11 points behind. But you take those bonus points out of there, and it's been an even season. So Coyer's been quiet, and well, 3 top 5s and 4 top 4s, like you were just saying, and he turns one of those into a win here coming up. I think Coyer could be in there for the championship threat, but Dylan having a great season with his number 52, and David Pollins as well having a good season. Just hasn't been able to find that victory lane.
Yeah, and then sitting there in 4th is Michael Favret. He has 20 points out of the points championship, leaves Scott Formosa, who's not here tonight. He is sitting 36 points out. Mark Favret, he is 39 out. Tyler Hughes is 44. Carl Burke is tied with Jackie Palmer and James Somke with 47 points out. That's your top 10 breakdown of your points championship hunt. But we are not racing for a point here tonight, and how about we throw another little bit of a screwball at you tonight, Al?
Sure.
Single file restart.
I knew it was coming.
How'd you know it was coming?
Well, with the caution laps not counting on the iRacing platform, once you hit 10 laps or less to go, it automatically switches to single file.
Aren't you just one of those smart lucky ducks out there that have all the information written down in front of you?
Well, Jeff, our stat guy, you didn't get that memo?
No, Jeff tends to tell you more stats because you can't remember them.
Well, that is true. I do have a bad memory, but I can tell you right now, the lights are out and they're coming off of turn number 4. We're going back racing.
Yeah, so it'll just be a handful of laps to go here in the All-Star race tonight here at Charlotte. Everybody trying to gather a little bit of a jump there, but it's going to be 8 laps to go here as we come back to those 5 We're going to do the tango down into turn number 1. He's got Travis White all over the back bumper of him, and then a little bit of separation back to the rest of the field.
Interesting to see if the number 3 Hughes had a little bit of a jump there, was not able to capitalize on it. Gave the position back, so I don't think he should have a black flag for that, but it's Preston Boris, Travis Wright, and Canefield, your top 3 to come off the corner this time by. It'll be 7 laps to go as they work off turn number 4, and at the line, Boers leads it by 0.2 of a second, call it 0.3 of a second, as he stretches it out over that Baby Ruth number 10. Chris Canefield and that number 8 car really starting to reel in the back side of the 10 of the Baby Ruth car, hugging that the painted blue line off of turn numbers 1 and 2, and down the backstretch, Canefield is there. The battle for seconds heating up.
Yeah, here comes that Miller machine. It is almost time to crack one open. That Buick's going to go down there. He's going to hit the apron just a little bit to try and get that Miller American machine to turn as the caution flag will come out here. Possibly the Copenhagen 003 machine of Casey Clark will be the reason. We'll have to take a look back here in just a second to see what happened to the driver of the 003. Let's see what the Clark into the outside wall, spinning out of turn number 4. Loops it around, does a couple spins, and then gets her pointed back into the right direction, but he is what's going to bring out that caution flag.
Yeah, tough break there. He just got off turn number 4. We saw Kevin Dillon do that earlier on. Casey Clark locking it down and the 360 spin cycle and pulls away. So we're under caution here, Roger. With just about, so we go back to green flag race. It'll be 6 laps to go in our all-star event for the 87 Sportsman Series for the All-Pro Sim Racing League here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And Tyler Hughes coming down pit road. And did not see this happen as he comes down pit road. Is maybe going to put some tires on there and see if they can do something with the guys in front of them. With the single file restart, your hands are kind of strapped in. Well, I'm going to have to try to do something a little bit different. So put on some fresher tires with just 6 laps to go when we go green flag racing.
Yeah, why not? Got to try everything. I think I saw Boris throw the kitchen sink out the window on that last restart. A couple banana peels from Travis White. So, I mean, anything at this point, the gloves are going to come off. You got to try to do something here tonight to win this one. It's the non-points paying race here at Charlotte. And, well, you want to be the driver at the end of the night to say, I got the better of you at the All-Star race. I won what counted, right?
Yeah, you got to have that bragging, right? Like I said, maybe the momentum swing. Maybe tonight help someone get back on the right track here for the last 4 races as we are at the halfway break. 4 races are in, 4 races remain for this series here on Sunday nights on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And, well, it is one of those things, Roger, where tonight can either break your season, maybe make your season, or maybe it just doesn't affect it at all.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen, but what you don't know is going to happen is on the other side of this commercial break. Race fans, we'll be right back here to the Charlotte Motor Speedway to bring you the final laps here of the All-Star race for the All-Pro Simulated Racing League. It's the 87 Shootout Series presented by Decals by Dillon. Welcome back here, race fans. Lights on the iRacing pace car are out, and out looks like a double file restart here, possibly coming.
Double file restart here, and we are ready to go. Green flag racing with just 6 laps of racing remaining in the All-Star event. And my eyes are going to be on that number 3 of Tyler Hughes. He's got 4 fresh tires starting in the 6th position here. With just 7 cars remaining, the guys in front of him all have lesser tires. Pace car is off. We are going green flag back racing. Preston Board is going to jump on the green flag, pedal first, and we're back underway. Hughes is going to push Hamilton. He'll go to the outside, side by side battle back for your second. Chris Canfield to the inside of right.
Oh, sideways for Chris in the Miller Buick machine. The baby Ruth car to the outside of right was able to hang on to it. They go back single file. Here comes a huge run by the number 3 of Hughes down the back straightaway. He'll look to try and get that Coors machine because it'll just be 5 laps to go. Look at Hughes. He just really sailed her off sideways for the row 6 machine, and he's going to bring out the caution flag as he went head on.
Yeah, he was really pushing it there at the end of that one. With just 5 laps remaining, the yellow flag is going to come back out. It'll be 5 laps when we go back green flag racing, but the 3 of Hughes really trying to make something happen there with just 5 laps, coming to 5 laps to go. Well, his luck kind of ran out, won both the stages, so he can hang his hat on that, but that number 3 back on pit road with some heavy right front damage.
Yeah, his night's going to come to an end here tonight, and there you see it. It's just, it's not a pretty sight. That's not a sight you ever want to see. It doesn't matter whether it's here on the iRacing platform or in real life, because sometimes when things like that happen, on the other side of that is not a good situation.
No, and the driver was able to, well, he got stuck in those barrels down there at the end of that pit road where that wall is been put in place there, so he's got to take the tow. But the good news for the number 3 of Hughes is with being the towed in these yellow flag laps or whatnot, he might be able to get back out onto the racetrack and finish this one out. We've seen there the cautions have been a little bit on the longer side here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. That might play right in the hands of that driver of that number 3 car. As the pace here, Preston Boers is your race leader. Travis Wright holding on to that 2nd spot. I'm going to say that call by both of those drivers are going to win the race for one of them.
Well, Al, don't count your chickens before they hatch, my friend. We've seen a lot of crazy things here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You just never know what's going to happen. And to find that out, you're going to have to keep tuned here because we'll be right back after this.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, race fans, here to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the All-Pro Simulated League. It is the 87 Shootout Series tonight here, presented by Decals by Dylan. Al, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. It looks like Hughes was able to get that row 6 machine back out here, so it'll be a, 7 cars out there on track?
On track, ready to do battle. We're going to get 5 laps to go at the green flag drop of this one. Preston Boers, Travis Wright, your top 2 drivers. They come off a turn numbers 3 and 4. Green flag is back out. We're back underway. Boers are going to get a jump, but here comes the 0-3, or the number 8. However you want to look at it, Canfield, he looked to the inside of Wright. Can't do anything with him this time through turns 1 and 2. Wright going to slam the door shut. We look at the number 3 of Hughes. Hughes out of shape off of turn number 2. He came back. He was able to get some damage fixed, Roger. He's back out there on the backside of this one trying to make something happen.
Yeah, not going to work, though. He's going to lose a little ground, and look at him racing side by side. Hughes is going to go sideways again off turn 3 and 4 into the outside wall for the driver of the row 6, number 3. It'll be 4 laps to go as that number 3 machine was able to hang on to it. Pass for second, though. Here comes Chris Canfield. He is going to take the inside here of Travis White. He is on the loud pedal. 3.5 laps to go. Does he have enough time to run down Boers?
Right, going to take a look, bid back to the inside. Can't quite do anything with that number 8 of Canefield. Canefield on fresher tires than our race leader, Preston Boers. But Boers now way out front by about 10 car lengths off turn number 4. Can he do anything to go? 3 laps to go with half a second to make up. Can Canefield reel him in?
Yeah, it's going to be close. It's going to be narrow. Taking a look back last time by, actually, Boers was faster than Canfield, who was back here. And, well, you never know what's going to happen because they are still racing very hard back here for the 6th position. The Copenhagen Clark of Casey Clark is trying to get around Josh Hamilton back here, and he's going to drive it way off into the corner very hard. He'll make the pass, and for the time being, they run single file, but the popsicle sticks will go to the air here for Preston Boers. That time by at the line, just 2 more laps here at the 1.5-mile Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, Preston Boers holding the pretty wheel right now as they work off the corner, and they work down here on the front, down the back stretch, Roger, and it is the number 29, Preston Boers, right down to that blue painted line through turns 3 and 4. This time off turn number 4, hoping to see the white flag. The final trip around this 1.5 Charlotte Motor Speedway is underway for Preston Boers, who's looking like he could possibly win his first All-Star event in the inaugural season for the 87 Sportsman Series.
Yeah, it's just 1 more lap around. Preston Boers started outside the top 10 here tonight, and he has worked his way to the race lead here finally. Took this pitch strategy that nobody else was willing to really play. It looks like Wright didn't play that same strategy, but as they come out of turn 4 for the final time here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the checkered flag is going to fly. Preston Boers is going to win the All-Star race here for the All-Pro Sim Racing League, the 87 Shootout Series, and he is going to celebrate by turn 1 sideways.
Dirt track in through turns 1 and 2. How about that? It'll be Preston Boers with the strategy call of the night. Going to take and win the All-Star event here for the All-Pro Sim League 87 Sportsman Series. Chris Canfield going to come home in your number 2 spot. Travis Wright finishing in that 3rd spot. Josh Hamilton, Casey Clark, Tyler Hughes, and Austin Carter going to round out your 7 cars left at the end of this one, Roger. What a night it has been. And Preston Boards, that unsponsored number 29, going to burn it down here on the front stretch.
He'll burn it down for your race fans here at Charlotte in just a moment as the fireworks are going off down the back straightaway. The driver out of the Mid-South, Preston Boers, able to win. Canfield comes home 2nd. Wright is sitting 3rd. Hamilton is 4th. 5th was Casey Clark. It looks like Hughes was the last man running there towards the end. He finishes in the 6th position. Don't go nowhere, race fans. We're going to see if we can talk to a couple of these drivers here in just a moment, so we'll be right back. And we're bringing you the post-race show here for the All-Pro Sim Racing League, presented by Decals by Dillon.
Welcome back, race fans, to the Turn 3 Racing Network as we are in our post-race show presented by the Decals by Dillon. And we have caught up with our 3rd place finisher here tonight. Driver of that Baby Ruth, number 4, the Ford number 10, and then finishing 3rd place, that is Travis Wright. And Travis, we caught up with you down here. What a hot and long night it's been here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Played a little strategy call. How about that race for you?
Yeah, it was definitely a long one. A couple times there this last 10 laps. I wish we could have got a little more green flag runs to let some tire wear play into factor here. But overall, it was a fun night. I'll take 3rd. I'm pretty new to these cars, and I didn't wreck anyone, so that's good.
Your right rear has been scraped up a little bit of right front damage. How were the cars handling out there tonight? You were in the thick of the battle pretty much all night wrong. You started in the 2nd or the 1st position here tonight, and coming home with a podium finish. And yeah, that doesn't tell the tale of your night, as you were from the front to the back to the middle and every which way but straight.
Yeah, beginning of the race, I enjoyed the 2nd place start. Stayed out of trouble. I ran down the leader, thought I had something for him, and in that 2nd heat, I wanted to play a little strategy, try to dip down pit road there before the caution flew so I could start out on the front row. Didn't quite work out that way, but overall, 3rd place, I can't complain about that.
Well, who makes it all possible for you, Travis, to get you onto the podium here tonight in the All-Star event?
Well, I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting this and the Dillons for putting on this series, and All Pro for getting all these guys together. It's a lot of fun, and I got some all-star teammates. Zach Corey was here tonight. Unfortunately, his luck didn't turn out so good, but all in all, it's a great Sunday series.
Well, there you hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Your 3rd place finisher, tonight's All-Pro Sim Racing 87 Sportsman Series All-Star Event finisher, Travis Wright. And Roger, I believe you caught up with our 2nd place finisher, Chris Canfield.
Yeah, the driver of this Miller American Buick machine out of New England. Chris, it is a great run here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway, but you're going to come up 1 position short. What did you need to get this Buick back to the front?
I needed long runs. As the tires started to wear, I found that I was the best. That's when I started catching whoever it was in the lead at the beginning. So I just needed the long runs, let the tire wear in, and I think we would have had something.
Yeah, what did you need? You know, you said long runs there, but it was a 10-lap shootout at the end. Were there any adjustments you could have made to this Miller American machine to make it go for 10 laps?
No, I was just hoping it went green from lap 40 to 50, so we could see that little bit of tire wear come into play and see who held it together the best. And yeah.
Was it ever a moment that you possibly could have thought to yourself about not pitting during that last little break before we had the shootout?
I kind of wish I did pit. Just get new tires on us, push a little harder.
Yeah, but you're not going to be able to. But what you are able to do here tonight is come home with a second-place finish. Do you think this finish now will propel you to finish out the season and have good runs with this machine?
Man, I hope so. I won at Atlanta in these things, and these things are just a blast to drive, and I'll for sure make every race that I can and hopefully finish well.
Well, before we let you go, Chris, who do you got to thank for, we're calling back-to-back podium finishes here?
I'd like to thank everyone at All Pro, the Dillon brothers, all them for putting this together. It's really fun, and I appreciate all the hard work that all of them put into it. I know it's not easy running a league. I'd like to thank my teammates at Front Stretch Mafia, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, there you heard it from your second-place finisher here tonight, the driver of the only Buick in the field. He will come home second tonight, but Al, unfortunately, it looks like we don't have our race winner.
No, it's unfortunate, but how about we give him a standing ovation for, pulling out the win here tonight. And Preston Boers kind of did what I thought might have happened. He came down pit road there, but under one of the last yellows before 10-lap shootout, and it played out in his hand, picking up tonight's win here in the 50-lap All-Star event. Roger, I like when strategy comes into play, and I like when sometimes my thought process ends with a driver in victory lane.
Yeah, you know, Al, they say even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, and that would have been you tonight. Preston Boers knew exactly what he had to do to park that 29 machine in victory lane, so congratulations to Preston and the whole crew there on that 29 team. You heard from Chris in that 03 machine, the American Miller machine. He comes home second. Travis White was third. Josh Hamilton was fourth. And Casey Clark was fifth. That's your top five here from the All-Star race. But that's going to about do it from Charlotte, because we are going to be heading into the final stretches of the season. North Wilkesboro, Bristol, Martinsville, and Watkins Glen coming up over the next 4 weeks to decide who is going to be a champion here on Sunday night. So for everybody at the All-Pro Series and decals by Dillon and all the Turn 3 Racing Network staff behind the scenes, we thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you next time at the races.